Hi there, my name is Zizo Sifuba. I am a registered financial advisor working in long-term insurance. I want to talk further about retirement planning and a few things you can do today to actually plan for your retirement. I'm going to start by focusing on the younger people, then move on to the people who are closer to retirement. So here's three things you need to do if you are in your younger years and you are planning for retirement. A lot of people tend to make this mistake of thinking that I will only think about retirement in my 50s. That is a mistake. That is a huge mistake. So the first thing you need to do is to know your retirement number. So this is how much income you want to earn at retirement. This is obviously a goal you have to set and you have to plan for. You have to think how much income. You can't just be like, I want to be rich at retirement, so I'm gonna want to earn 100,000 rands a month. You have to set realistic goals. They could be based on your long-term life goals and also maybe your standard of living right now. Then once you know that number, a financial advisor is going to help you with calculating exactly how much lump sum you need to actually achieve that goal, and then how much you need to start saving now to work towards that goal. Then start saving for that goal. So start your small retirement annuity. If you have one, you have to look at, now, is this enough to save for this goal that I've just come up with, or do I need to top up, or am I totally covered? Maybe even I have more than I need. You might have a pension fund, but having a pension fund doesn't guarantee you comfort at retirement. You have to know the numbers. Just having a retirement plan or a pension fund does not guarantee you that you will be safe at retirement. So work out these numbers with your financial advisor. Also remember, if now we also have the two-pot system where maybe when you are facing some troubles in life, you will need to withdraw from the two-pot system. Maybe you've already withdrawn, which means you are now one step back from where you were the previous year when it comes to your retirement savings. So you have to think of those things. Then track your progress every year. Make sure you do a review every year. You have to sit now and look, okay, I've saved this much, which means according to my goal, I am this closer to the goal that I had set, and or I am still behind. Maybe I need to increase my contributions, or what are the other things I can do. A retirement annuity and a pension fund are not the only ways to save for retirement, but yes, they do give you some tax advantages though, and they give you that discipline of contributing monthly, which makes it easier for you. And then I move on to the older people who are now closer to retirement. Again, maybe you've never done any of these steps that I've talked about above. So if you are that person, you need to start now. Know your number, start saving or increase your retirement savings. You're going to need to do that. And also, if you see that you have done these things, but you see that you're still behind, look at how much more you can contribute and try to contribute more. Maybe you have a pension fund, but you've never had a retirement annuity. Start contributing towards a retirement annuity, and also look at other ways to make sure you will have an income at retirement. I mean, a lot of people will say, once you start talking about that gap that you see them having, they will say, once I retire, I'm moving back home to Eastern Cape and I'm going to start farming. That's not a realistic goal if you have never farmed before, if you've never run a business before, and now you are saying in your years where we don't know how much energy you're going to have, you're going to start a business. So if that is your goal, you want to start a business to make sure that you are secured for retirement, start it now. Don't test it out at retirement. You don't want stress of starting a new business at retirement. So whatever, like if you have a plan like that, work on it now to make sure that when you retire, you know exactly how it's going to work out for you. Another option, if you see that these numbers are too big, I can never catch up, you still have the energy, you can then delay retirement. That is an option. Delay retirement as much as you can. Actually, more and more people now are saying maybe retiring is not always a good idea. If you can continue working, continue working. You can work less hours, you can become a consultant, work your own hours, find something to do at retirement. You do not want to end up relying on your children for your own food while you have worked for 40 years of your life. Just try to postpone it so that you do not start withdrawing from that from those retirement funds that you've saved. And then the other step you need to take is to start clearing your debt now, not at retirement, now, so that you can free up some money to save more for retirement, and also to make sure that at retirement your retirement money doesn't settle debts, it takes care of you at retirement. This is when you also consider downsizing, because you might be living in a very big house that is expensive to take care of, and the rates are too expensive and all that. Now look at all these scenarios and like, do I still need a 7-bedroom house while my kids are not living at home anymore? We're only using 2 or 3 of these bedrooms. You might need to consider such things. Downgrade, live in a smaller place, rent out the other place, or sell it, or whatever it is that works for you. But all you're trying to do here is to create more income while you are reducing expenses. You do not want big expenses at retirement. Reposition your investments for income and safety. So now, growth is still important because you're not retired yet. You still want your money to grow. Even at retirement, you would like to see your money growing instead of seeing it going down, especially maybe at rates that are not making sense, or rates that are saying, should I live long, I will end up with no income. So you need to now start, as you get closer to retirement, you want to, reduce risk gradually, because you might have taken your investments when you were younger, when you were still open to taking risks and all that. Now you want a more conservative approach, because you do not want a situation where when you are retiring, when it's time to retire, you find that if I get out now, I'm going to be losing some money. So that's why now you need to start being conservative. Consider now those things. What funds is my money invested in? Because you want a more conservative approach now, so that when it's time to pull out, you do not suffer losses. Again, speak to a financial advisor who is going to help you with all these things. Now, understand your options at retirement. There's decisions that you have to make. There's a living annuity, there's a guaranteed annuity. A living annuity and a guaranteed annuity are 2 different options now that you take up with your money when you retire. I'm going to leave a link to a Facebook post where I explain the difference between a living annuity and a life annuity. You need to understand that difference before you retire, so that you can choose what option is safer for you, or which option is suitable for your own situation, because one guarantees you income for life, the other one you get to decide how much income you're getting, and you carry the investment risk, but you can also leave that should you pass away. You've got the option to leave that money to your kids, while another option only covers just you. So look at those, and then plan for taxes, estate planning, and how much income you're going to draw down. Again, depending on what option you are choosing, those are some of the decisions you're going to have to make when you are when you retire. Thank you so much for your time. I tried to rush this one, But if you have questions, I'm here, and I'm also writing on Facebook, and I'm going to link my Facebook page so that you get you get to see like what I write on a daily basis, explaining further the things that I post on Facebook here. And again, I will leave a link directly to the post that talks about life annuity and living annuity. So remember, whether you are young or you are old, you need to talk about retirement planning. You need to plan for your retirement, because you cannot only plan when it's time to retire. I'm sure that makes sense. Again, my name is Zizo Sifuba. I'm a registered financial advisor. Thank you so much for your time. Please leave a please leave a comment, and also share my content with your friends.